What is going on, brothers and sisters? Eric Rosen here, your internal strength coach, here to show you how to overcome your greatest challenges so you can shine your brightest light. It is Thursday, January 17th, 2019. Sorry, I had to look at the calendar to double check. Thanks so much for being here. I wanted to talk today about, um, uh, I guess I would highlight this as listening to your intuition, listening to the things that you're being guided to do, the messages that you get from your angels, God, Spirit, whatever you want to call it. Today, I was reading a book called Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh, I believe his last name is. I just started reading it. So, really great book so far. It's reinforced some concepts that, I knew about on what I believe that God really is. And so it was good to reemphasize those points and brush up on those. But it also, what it really shed light on to me was something that's kind of been in the back of my mind a lot. And that is, as someone who, asks for clarity, asks for purpose, and prays a lot, meditates a lot, and I get a lot of information, a lot of messages. I listen to the astrology. I get all this awesome information that's trying to guide me to like my greatest happy road, but oftentimes I don't always listen to it. And why is that? I don't always listen to it because of fear. It could be fear because it doesn't make sense to me. So like my logical mind just doesn't want to believe that it's true. Some of it could even just be like some self-sabotage. It could even be like a self-worth thing, where being afraid to like move forward in life, being afraid to go on the adventure of trusting in the intuition and the messages that I'm getting. And so it was just like a big wake-up call to be like, wow, I've had this happen in my mind so many times where I'm like I literally get presented with the choice. It's like I know the choice that's in my highest good from spirit, not just like I'm on a diet. I know eating the cheesecake is not a good thing, type of choice. I'm talking about my highest good, whatever that decision looks like, even if it goes against logic. And oftentimes I have chosen the choice that is of a lower vibration state, either because it was some type of, out of fear. It could even be out of like, I mean, this is self-sabotage too, like an indulgence of not wanting to move into a new reality, of not wanting to let go of some things that are from like an old reality that I cannot bring into a new reality with me, if that makes sense. Um, and that can be anything. That can be, projects. That can be a job. That can be relationships, subconscious thinking patterns. All of it. And so, that fear is contrived from the ego too, of like thinking that we know best, that we know who we are, we know our identity. Um, it's like it's that part of ourselves that's like, just don't listen to that intuition stuff. Stick with me. You're still alive. I got you this far in life. Don't ignore me now. And so I mean that's how it happens. But I'm putting my foot down. I'm putting my foot down metaphorically and literally, down in this shit because um, it's actually really interesting. I'm just going to share this with you. You guys might think this is weird, but I got a couple of just like deep scratches on my fingers recently, and the one that stuck out to me the most was actually the one on my index finger on my right hand. I don't know if you can see that. Kind of weird, but as somebody who's always like trying to understand uh, the deeper meaning, the deeper why behind things, as someone who does not believe in coincidence anymore or just happenstance, I wanted to know, hey, is there a spiritual meaning by each of the fingers? There probably is. And sure enough, the pointer finger on the right side actually talks about leadership. And ever since I got the scratch, it's really been on my mind lately, in conjunction with this idea of making the choice to listen to the messages that come to me that's in higher alignment as not only a form of good leadership to myself, but also to you guys watching and the people that I coach. Because if I'm not walking the walk and making aligned decisions, and of course I'm going to make mistakes and fuck up just like everyone else is, but if I get on here and I talk about um, a certain concept, and then when it shows up in my life, I'm not walking the walk. I'm not being a good leader. I'm not being a good leader to you guys. I'm not being a good leader to myself. So no more of the picking the decision that, and it's disempowering too, is what I realize. Making tough choices is a part of this too, because sometimes the messages require you to make tough choices. But I've had to come to some harsh realizations, here over the past 24 hours, and make some tough decisions out of them. But once I got past the emotional attachment to, being upset about having to make those decisions, and I just said, okay, I'm making the right decision, the decision that I know is in alignment, that was given to me through, my intuition, a message of some sort. It's very empowering. It's very, very empowering. And it's amazing too, the feeling that comes with it, because with empowerment comes like a state of strength, focus. Suddenly, when you make choices that are in alignment, you stop getting into the monkey mind. You stop getting into, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? It's like, nope. Listen to what you're guided to. Make choices that are based in alignment with that, and just watch things flow. Actually, it's, even like understanding this stuff, it still blows my mind to like experience it, but it's really amazing when it happens. So putting a bow on this, guys, what's an action item I can come up with this for you? I mean, really, I think it's getting comfortable with trusting your gut, getting comfortable with trusting your intuition, with developing that awareness, that inner knowing of when something doesn't feel right, when you're making a choice out of convenience or habit or fear or self-sabotage, versus channeling an inner deeper knowing of what the right decision is to make. And so that's going to come from the gut. That's going to come from intuition. So my challenge to you is to start experimenting with making choices that come from a deeper knowing from your intuition, versus making choices out of the mind. And I'm not always going to tell you that, because there's times where you do need to be thinking, processing things. But if you want to get to that next level of being in alignment with your life, you've got to start to trust yourself. So this is how you're going to do it. Start small. Start with things that maybe they're inconsequential, which is good, because that's going to allow you to make the decision and then not worry about it after the fact, because you're detached from it because it's inconsequential. And then measure the result of it. I don't know, what would that look like? Maybe the next time you go to eat, maybe rather than sitting there going, oh, well, should I get this? It's this many calories. Should I get the cheese on it and the beans? And should I do that? And then obviously not going too far with it, of going, oh my God, I've had such a bad day. I just want to like eat something, like becoming unconscious. But we're talking about literally going and looking at the menu and being like, what sounds good to me? And then sit there after your meal, and then even check in with yourself, I don't know, 30 minutes, an hour, even an hour and a half after a meal, and see how you feel. See how your body feels to the food that you selected out of intuition versus going, oh, maybe I should eat this or eat that, or just being like, just give me all the fucking pizza. I'm just, um, I don't know, doing it just to do it. It's intuitive eating, that's all it is. Everybody's got to eat, so really when you think about it, it's kind of inconsequential. Maybe if you fuck up, you feel bad for like a day or something, whatever. Body's temporary anyway, like things are ever changing, especially the physical body and how you feel. So give it a shot. I dare you. All right, guys, take care.